Welcome to Drone to Adept, the show dedicated to helping men unlock their true potential, discover purpose, love, and fulfillment. I'm Lisa Everett. I think men are the secret underdog of this reality, that they've been gaslit and told that they are the problem. And I think it's time for a revolution, an evolution of men. It's time for men to go from being the drone to the adept. For definitions and level set purposes, please see episode 1, Level Set. This episode comes to you through a lot of experiences. I really fought myself over this particular episode. But before we dive deeply into that, I have to tell you about the movie Solaris by Stanislaw Lem. The synopsis. Based on the classic science fiction novel by Stanislaw Lem, Solaris centers on a psychologist, George Clooney, the 2002 version, sent to investigate unexplained behavior of key scientists on a space station orbiting the planet Solaris. Once aboard, he too falls victim to this unique world's mysteries, as well as to an erotic obsession with someone he thought he had left behind. I do recommend for those of you who feel led to watch the 2002 version of Solaris. To begin, I have to admit that I've remembered you wrong. That's hard to admit. I've remembered you all wrong. I've remembered you wrong from our personal interactions. I've remembered you wrong from watching you all on television. I've remembered you all wrong from the news. I've remembered you wrong from the stories that I've heard from other women and men. I've remembered you wrong in every capacity. My big takeaway from the movie Solaris is that we create people from our memories. This is a pretty advanced consciousness concept, but basically, our experience of people is created from a database of memories that we have. This, of course, is for our adult selves, the adult versions of us. In the movie Solaris, George Clooney's wife, who died, is recreated over and over, but she can only be the version of her that he has in his memories. And likewise, I only get to have the experience of men to the extent that my memories will allow. Because when I wake up in the morning, I've recreated you all. And I have to admit, neither George nor I have enjoyed our creations. At the end of the movie, George Clooney's character realizes that he remembered his wife wrong, and that she could only be what he was able to imagine her being, the extent of his imagination, the extent of his memories. And so I too, men, have been holding you to a set of parameters that have been built based upon culture, experiences, and my own insecurities. So I've asked for a bold ask. I asked God or the Creator, or for some people I know that's the universe. I've asked God for something new. So there's this concept which is pretty high-level consciousness, and it says that the reason we tend to experience change in small increments is for continuity purposes. Meaning, you're not going to have a big freak out because your reality is unrecognizable and you may feel like you're losing your mind. What I said is, I'm willing to wake up in a new reality tomorrow, even if I don't understand how I got there, with a boundary that the people I love, my family, are still the same. I asked for a new reality with men, an unimaginable, beautiful, cohesive, harmonious, inspiring reality with men. And it's okay if I can't make much sense of it. Take me to the edge of what my mind can handle in terms of continuity. And let me tell you, ask and you shall receive. I made this request and I was afraid to do so. And so I said, God, I'm willing to wake up tomorrow morning in a whole new reality with men, an unrecognizable, glorious, beautiful reality with men, even if I don't understand how I got there. A whole new reality. Stretch my mind in terms of continuity. It's okay. I'm willing, because I acknowledge that I remembered men wrong. I got everything wrong. I got me wrong. I even got the version of myself who had those experiences wrong. So I'm willing to wake up to a reality where I barely recognize myself in terms of my personality, who I think I am, my relationship and experiences with men. I got everything wrong, and I'm willing to wake up in a whole new reality. Even if I don't recognize my house, my experiences, I'm willing to wake up in a new reality. And I also chose that with money. I got that wrong too. I remembered it all wrong. I remembered who I am with money all wrong. I'm willing to allow things to be different now. I'm willing to let go of all the thoughts, feelings, emotions, the wrongs, the hurts, my ideals, my lessons, my learnings. I'm willing to shed the past. I'm willing to shed the husk of my former self. I'm willing to relinquish. I'm willing to surrender my entire concept of me in every area of my life, for rebirth, for restoration, for regeneration, because I remembered it all wrong. So the morning after I made this declaration, which I had to ease into, and it took a few days, the thing that I noticed the next morning was there was a gentleman with whom I'd stopped speaking to years prior, 3 years, maybe 4 years. I found myself in the same space as him, which never happens, and I felt uncomfortable. He said, I don't know what I said, and I don't know why I said it, but I want you to know that I'm really sorry. I was on one back then, and I want you to know I'm a different person now, and I'm really sorry for how I treated you, and I hope we can start over. And as he's saying this to me, my mind is blown. The first thing I thought about was this declaration and this ask that I had made. I was floored, and I graciously accepted his apology and let him know that we were all good. His apology was so sincere and so genuine. I was moved. So men, you are in position today to choose and to ask for a whole new reality with women, a whole new reality for yourself, a reality where you can go from being the drone to the adept, a reality where finding your purpose, fulfillment, and your wife seems so far away, yet you can flip the switch to be fully on that path. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. You are going to have to be bold, and you may encounter situations where you feel triggered or apprehensive, but in those moments, you have the opportunity to allow things to be different this time. It is a conscious choice, a decision, because in each moment, you get to uphold the past or allow the new to wash over you like the waves in the ocean, made new, baptized in the new. This is so bold, and it's a little scary because I don't know what tomorrow looks like. I don't know what it looks like to release the confines and structure of your reality, of your memories, of your points of views and perspectives. But I do know that I'm tired and done with the old way of being, the old way of doing things, the old way of experiencing men. And so I let it go. I release it to the wind and woke up somewhere new. I can't say that I've experienced the full experience yet, but I'm excited to see all the ways it shows up in my new reality. The number one thing that I've noticed is me, the differences in me, the way that I'm showing up, the way that I walk, the confidence in my body, the way that I can love myself more, and of course, the courage that it took for me to say yes to a new reality. This episode took quite a while to birth as I had my own experiences, but it was worth it. If you've enjoyed today's episode, please go to buymeacoffee.com/drone to Adept. There you will find episode notes, images, links, and extras from this episode, and you can buy me a coffee. But instead of coffee, it's going to say hot chocolate. It will make me feel so good to know that you guys find value in this vulnerable work. And in the words of Dade Murphy from Hackers, hack the planet, but instead hack your reality. Is today the day that you be bold and choose something new and unknown? It's okay if you choose it tomorrow, or if you never choose it. This life is yours to make what you will of it. That's it for this episode of Drone to Adept.